Hi, everybody. My name is David Golan. I'm the head of sourcing and talent acquisition at Picaro. We are a professional services company in the IT recruitment field. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with the title sourcer, but my job is to be current in what happened in the industry about everything. Especially, we try to predict every time, let's say, employee shifts, or if a company is going to break or a company is going to implode. We always need to have our hand on the pulse, just translate it from Hebrew. Because I don't have a lot of time, I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna talk a little bit quicker. I'm gonna talk about the current job market. As we all know, the corona struck us really, really hard. Most of the high-tech industry is still waiting for the United States to wake up from all the mayhem they have over there. But I saw a really, really big shift in data science positions, unfortunately. I'm not gonna be pessimistic, but currently, right now, you don't have a lot of positions open for juniors or entry level in the companies. That's not specifically for data science. It's specifically for all companies. Only 25 to 30% of the industry started to recruit again. A lot of companies are waiting for the last quarter just to understand where the market goes. There's a lot of shifts in the way companies are built right now. I didn't say it earlier, but I'm managing the biggest HR community in Israel. So I have a lot of info about what companies going to do before even you know it, because we are consulting a lot with each other how to manage this crisis. Let's say it like that. But every crisis has a really big opportunity, and for you, it's a time to learn how to interview and to learn how to find your next job. So let's jump in. First of all, networking. Don't hate the player at the game. Recruiters, we are tech savvy, but we are not developers. We know what we're doing, but usually we are understaffed, and usually we don't have enough manpower and the ability to really answer every candidate that approaches us or send a CV. Be patient, be nice to everybody. I just showed you an example. I posted an entry-level position 4 days ago. In 4 days, I got 241 applicants. I have a really big team, and still we don't have enough time to answer everybody that applied to that position. This is why I started with networking. If you're looking for a position, everybody you know needs to know you're looking for a position. You need to alert everybody in your social network, your group of friends, your social circle. Everybody needs to know you're looking for a position. It doesn't need to have like a big declare. You don't need to post something on Facebook or on LinkedIn. It's a possibility, but not everybody likes it. But you need to stay aware of what's going on, and you need to help people stay aware that you're looking. Use every social circle you can find. Mainly because you don't know where the next position can come from. I highly recommend it. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast because I'm trying to stay on time. One subject is job search. Usually, when I help people find the next position, I always tell them manage your job search as a project. I work as a project management. Most of you know how to work in a project environment. Use the same thing in recruitment. I usually recommend to build a Kanban board and just build boards on it, like a to-do list. I need to do my resume. I need to approach that guy. I need to look for jobs in that area. I need to go to that meetup. networking and meetups to know where people are at, what are they talking about, to get a lot more aware where positions are available, and build your job opportunity pipeline. I found a really nice tool or really nice website called Enter.co that helps you really build your interview pipeline. You have like a wish list, apply jobs you applied for. If you had a phone screening on site, really to get it, so you will be able to manage your job search and see where you're at and see if you can need to change anything. Open a LinkedIn account. I was really shocked to know that people don't really use LinkedIn as a job lift. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm translating everything from Hebrew. Don't use LinkedIn properly. LinkedIn is your face. It's the biggest network in the world. You got, I think, more than 690 million users worldwide. Use it. Use it properly. I wrote down a little bit of LinkedIn tips. I don't mind sending you the presentation when I'm done. Complete your profile. Really, really. Just write everything down, all your experience, what you're looking for. Usually people are asking me if to change the title, the name title, or the subtitle. If I'm looking for new opportunities, I don't recommend that because us recruiters, we see it as it's not a good move. Get personal. A LinkedIn profile is not a CV, although you can use it as a CV, but it's not a CV. You can really demonstrate your personal skills in the LinkedIn profile. You can write down your experience in your own point of view. Add project, volunteer experience, languages you worked in, anything you can do, everything you can do to emphasize your abilities. Usually when I'm looking for a candidate, I do all my research online from other social networks as well, but usually we use the LinkedIn as the CV. Get connected. Um, get connected to recruiters, get connected to stakeholders in specific companies, get connected to your friends, get connected to anybody you know, because LinkedIn is built in friend circle, networking circle. The more friends you have, the more circles are open to you. So you will be able to see sometimes things you are not, you don't have the ability to see right now. After building your LinkedIn profile, that's just a small tip. LinkedIn just updated the interface and you have the ability to build a resume from your LinkedIn account. It looks really, really good. So I highly recommend using it. Just go to your LinkedIn profile, press on more, choose build resume, and thank me later. CV and social awareness. I wrote down a lot of tips. I saw, I think in 12 years of recruiting, I saw hundreds and thousands of CVs. That's the tips I think the most important in every CV. Keep it clean. If you're not a graphic designer, I don't mind. I'm not looking to see any, I don't know, shapes and sizes. It's not really catches my eye. I want to see it. I want to see what I'm looking for and see it quickly. Resume is not a summary. Usually people are asking me if I need to do a CV with 2 pages, 1 pages, 3 pages. Don't exaggerate. I already got a CV of data science with 7 pages. That's too much. But you can do 2 pages if you have a lot of things to write down, or you want to emphasize a couple of abilities or really elaborate about something. Don't be stingy. Really, it's not a summary. English only. Don't try to translate English words into Hebrew. It looks ridiculous. And most of the recruiters work with ATS, and we have a parser that takes all the CV and look for specific words we're looking at. So do it in English. We're working in the high-tech industry. Everybody in the high-tech know English. We're looking for English. Just use English. Um, Keep it reverse chronological. It's just a nice tip because I don't want to see the first thing I see in the CV that you work as a waiter at the beach at 2004. I don't really mind about that. I just want to see what you're doing right now, what projects are you looking at, or what projects you've been working on. So keep that in mind. Design for streaming ability. That's the most important part. I have, they did a research to see how much time every recruiter or every hiring manager has to really look at a CV, and they found it's 1.2 seconds or 2.5 seconds. Um, so you need to be very precise about what you want to say in every piece in the resume, in every sector in the resume. Don't center any of your text. Align it to the left. Align your dates and location to the right. Maximum the first 5 words of your bullet points. Use digits when you're writing about numbers. Experience first, education second. If you're a junior and you don't have industry experience, start with education, start with a project. That's what I'm interested in. Don't use the same words in bullets. You have a lot of verbs and synonyms you can use, because when I see a CV that I built, it's not something, it doesn't catch my eye. Again, I have only 2.5 seconds to read a CV. Use it wisely. If you have gaps, time gaps in your resume, um, deal with it. Build an answer that you can give the interviewer, or really elaborate in the resume what you did at that time period. If you decided to stay with the kids, right? I decided to stay with the kids. If you were at school, you were at school or in the university. The proofread, please. You're working in a profession that you were hired by your professionalism. So if you don't proofread, it just doesn't look good. Um, Social awareness. When you're looking for a job, people, it's funny, I heard someone in another webinar that told me it's more important than people think what you know than what you really know. I hope I translated correctly. Um, Build up your social accounts, get active. If you don't have a Kaggle account, if you don't pursue projects, if you don't have a time for that, if you're looking for a position, that's the place you want to be. Be on Kaggle, be on LinkedIn, be in Facebook groups like the data science group, Twitter. Be active, because that's one of the abilities you have to show yourself, to show what you're doing and your knowledge, and get people interested. You don't know which one is looking for a new data science, and you don't know which one is currently uh, searching for a new opportunity. Be active. That's the most important part of, I think, my whole presentation, because that's the way I find people. Job boards. You've got a lot of job boards. You can use LinkedIn Jobs, Glassdoor, Headhunters. You can approach, there's a Headhunter list. These are Headhunter list. You got all the Headhunters over there. You got Indeed that they got like a web crawler that collects all the jobs on the web just for them. And Facebook groups, a lot of Facebook groups like have their own job boards. You can also apply there. Reverse sourcing. Usually when people approach me about a job search, I always ask them, what do you want to do? What is the domain you want to work in? what kind of company do you want to work in? What is the specific industry you're interested in? Um, so I'm gonna I'm gonna share the link. Everybody probably knows Startup Nation Central, but if you don't, Startup Nation Central is a website that aggregates, I think, every startup and company in the high-tech industry. You have there the Startup Nation Central Finder. You can really select companies by the field of expertise, the domain, the positions, where they're at geographically, and, and really start building your pipeline, let's say a job pipeline. So target the fields, target the companies, target the positions you're looking at, target the stakeholders, people of interest in those companies, target the recruiters. Most of us are nice. You can use this. There's a lot of people that don't, but most of us are nice. Comment on posts and articles according to that pipelines you just built. I know a lot of the other lecturers talked about an interview. I want to give you another perspective. This a type of interview. Usually, when I recommend get ready for an interview, I recommend STAR interview. STAR candidate interview is a method where you break every answer or every question you ask to a situation, task, action, result. The reason I'm emphasizing that kind of a method, that it will just help you arrange the answers, or the way to think about the situation you're gonna encounter in the interview. They recommend a few websites about coding and a few websites you can really get ready for a technical interview. But again, a lot of people I've met and a lot of interviews I've conducted, people just doesn't know how to explain, how to tell the story of that situation they're trying to explain. So if you take, if you break every, for example, if you take your project and break it for a situation, task, action, result, you have already built up the answer in your head. And I highly recommend using this. Highly recommend to be able to get your answers correctly. Let's say it. I don't know how to say it in English. And to draw the pistols very quickly, because you already know the answer, already know the way. I did it really quick. I just I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you can approach me on LinkedIn.